Well, no doubt you have seen some of this on social media. There's frustration over how some national news outlets cover Barry.
Some claim that the reports put panic and unnecessary fear into those who had loved ones in the storm's path. Jade Cunningham joins us now with more on that. I know your cell phone blew up with people calling from out of state too, making sure you're okay.
That's right. My mom actually called me from California over the weekend in an absolute panic, saying she'd seen reports of Barry and was extremely concerned. The Gambit also wrote an article on Friday titled "National Media, You're Panicking Our Family and Friends Over Hurricane Barry, Chill." And it appears a lot of people on social media are saying the same thing.
The wind and the rain starting to really pick up down here in Lower Lafitte.
As Tropical Storm Barry inched towards Louisiana, local TV stations worked around the clock, giving viewers needed updates.
The water is actually overtopping the levee, and that's putting all of these homes in danger.
National news outlets were doing the same. Newspapers were busy posting reports, while reporters gave their viewers an idea of what it was like. Sure, there were some mispronunciations.
I'm sorry.
But some reports viewers claim didn't paint the whole picture, including one particular report from the Weather Channel.
In Jefferson Parish, there are graves floating. All right.
Online, people responded, saying it was just plain wrong, and who's going to tell her? But an article from the Washington Post, titled in part "Anxiety Grips New Orleans as Residents Flee the City," annoyed readers. The claim was the headline incited fear and showed an inaccurate picture of two people fleeing. Comments flew. Some posted pictures of how anxious they felt. The city even responding, writing, "Your headline is not factual and there are multiple inaccuracies in this reporting." The storm, for the most part, has moved out of our area, and while some are cleaning up, many in New Orleans are breathing easy, thankful it wasn't worse. And they have a message that whatever the outlet is, local is best and should be the go-to when the next storm hits.
Well, we reached out to the Washington Post, who did not get back with us before airtime today. The article, we should also say, that photo in that article does not say that people are fleeing, just that they're walking past a restaurant. And we should also mention, too, that people are praising the New York Times, who actually hired local reporters who were recently laid off from NOLA.com to help with their coverage.